Howdy. Here's my audience. Okay. Michael Phelps, Lady Gaga, and Demi Lovato. What do these three people have in common besides being famous celebrities? Well, along with being the top of their class in acting, making music, and swimming, they have all publicly come out with a mental illness that they suffer from. That could be ADHD, bipolar disorder, or PTSD. Mental illness is a growing epidemic within our nation, and it's growing even quicker among adolescents and the youth. And that's because the youth is not exposed enough with how to deal with traumatic or stressful events. And with enough traumatic or stressful events, these children can develop feelings of feeling unwanted, useless, or dumb. And these feelings are not only detrimental to that individual, but they can also be harmful to the society in which that child is growing up in. So that's why I'd like to discuss what a mental illness is and how it's caused, how it's affecting us college students, and what is being done to quell this growing epidemic. So Kelsey Stone, a general practitioner and a associate professor at the ANU Medical School, has stated that mental illness is affected by a person's own world. That's the people they interact with, their religion, and all other aspects of their culture. And when that person is also introduced into a traumatic event like domestic violence, racial discrimination, or even poverty, they can develop a mental illness. But mental illness is a very difficult thing to diagnose because you can't just slap the diagnosis depression on someone who's experienced these events. And since our society has not scientifically created an idea or found how the mental mind and the physical brain are actually integrated, we can't really tackle this situation medically. And so I'd like to discuss how this actually affects us college students. Andrea Lori, a researcher in the Department of Psychology at the University of Dipson, found that in the past decade, among college students, mental health symptoms have doubled. And she associates this to the large transitional state of someone going to college. So as you can deduct, she's mainly talking about freshmen. But she also associates this to the rise in racial violence and political polarization. Some ways she suggests for college students to heal from this is by time management, stress management, and hygiene education. But when I think of those three activities, I think of them as adult behaviors. So how is our society trying to fight mental illness before an individual reaches this transitional stage of their life? And Carrie McDonald, who is an educational fellow at the Foundation of Economic Education, has found that 40% of high schoolers are persistently feeling sad and hopeless. And she associates these to them being a child and not being involved in activities that promote creativity, personalization, and them solving a problem with a bottom-up solution. And so, since the issue of mental health is being caused way before high school, what research is being done? Well, a study in 2020 made by Mark A. Farrow, who is a researcher for the Public Science Department at the University of Waterloo, he did a study where he invited certain children who were hospitalized because of depressive episodes. And what he did is he invited those children and their parents back for 2 months after they were inducted in the hospital. He gave them questionnaires and tests like the ACE test, which measures for how well that child would interact socially relative to their traumatic experiences in life. And what he found was that these children were more motivated and more passionate every time they came back to be involved in mental health research. So that gave me the idea. If children in hospitals were being motivated to be involved in mental health research, why couldn't this be done in schools too? Because with enough motivation and support and passion, maybe one day we could actually find the reason for how the mental mind and the physical brain are integrated. So I'd like to leave y'all with a hypothetical. Imagine a world 20 years from now where all the current children have grown up with enough confidence to tackle any problem life gives them because they have overcome their past trauma. Now, wouldn't that be amazing? And on that, I'd like to thank y'all, and y'all have a good one.